Longley.
Greetings, I'm Kiana Watson.
Hi, I'm Zoriana Hughes.
Greetings, I'm Nia Morgan, and for all things FAMU athletics,
check out the O&G StrikeZone
on Wednesdays at the Black College Sports Network.
Go Rattlers!
All right, go Rattlers. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rogers, Marcus Green will be here in a second. It's a pleasure to have on our head coach, Coach Pressure, I'm just say basketball Hall of Famer, Coach Bridgette Gordon. Coach, how you doing tonight? Good to have you. Welcome back.
I'm doing great. We just blessed. The hurricane didn't hit us. We had those 3 days off, but we didn't made up for them. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, definitely glad that everybody was safe. Everybody's doing well, and that the season is underway. So many things to unpack. Let's start with just the off season of transitioning, or really having an off season, because you didn't have an off season when you came into this role a year ago. It was like, hey, we hired a coach, and here, coach, we need to get going because it's like September, August, the season's in a month. So what was it like actually having the off season, and what kind of things do you feel like you got accomplished?
Foremost, I was able to recruit some of my own type of players that I like, the character piece, the confidence that they have, and just being a baller. No offense to anyone that I had on the team last year, but I was able to recruit 8 young ladies for myself. That's a start. Able to have them together to build the chemistry and a sisterhood for 6 weeks in the summer. That was definitely a plus. And just to be able to have time.
When you say you're able to have time, does it allow you to do any kind of self-scouting? Or you mentioned when you have a whole new team, how do you evaluate whether it be your team, the conference? What goes into that when you are able to have time to sort of do some of the things that you didn't have time to do at the start of last season?
Well, foremost, just to go back and critique myself, because I'm hard on myself, just to go back and see little adjustments that I could have made as a first-time head coach. I have a godfather, I have a godmother who also critiqued me through the year. So you always got to go back and learn. It's like reading a book. You always go back and see some of the chapters and what was most important in those chapters when you got to the end that led up to the end, and could have been something that you could be better. Because I got to look at self first before I can examine my team. I got to go back and look at self, because I've always heard a great coach is a coach that has great players, because you can't be a great coach without having great players, or players that can progress, right? You could be a great coach, but if your players are not out there progressing and doing the things that make them great or make the team great, you can't be a great coach. So I want to go back and assess myself foremost. That was the most important thing. Go back and take a look at the upcoming season to see who's on the roster, tweak some of my offensive sets and my defensive set. So, I'm excited, because the athletes that I brought in, I'm a defensive-minded coach, and I'm going to junk it up this year. I can really junk it up, and I'm telling you, I'm having a lot of fun. Made some coaching changes. It's just new. This is year 2, and it's a sisterhood. It's my coaching now, and I put the pressures on. I'm putting the pressure on myself. Nobody else ain't got to put the pressure, because my pressure has always been excellence in everything that I do. And if I expect excellence out of my team, it got to come with me. So all I ask them to do is reciprocate, because everybody on campus know I'm the hardest working woman on campus.
Love it. Kelvin, go ahead. What you got for Coach?
Coach, talk about your experience with the media day in Atlanta. How was it? How do you choose the 2 ladies that you brought with you to that?
Well, of course, I had to choose Olivia Delancey. She's my returning leading scorer at 14.2 points, last season in the SWAC. Felt like she was cheated from being nominated or even, as I say, respected, because that's what we want to say, giving her the credit. Of course, with Ariana getting a lot of the publicity and then us finishing 7th, I don't think they was going to pick 2 people off a 7th place team. So that was definitely a no-brainer. Initially, we had little mama, who I called Tanaja Purfor, who y'all was talking about earlier, about Chipola and the softball players that we brought in. She's also from Chipola, and we brought her in as a basketball player. I mean, feisty. Her name Lil Mama for a reason. She is definitely an extension of me on the floor. So I welcome that. She was out a little bit with a concussion, so we brought in Sabu, which is a no-brainer, who represented her Senegal team in the qualifying World Championship. So that's how Sabu and Olivia came with me to the SWAC. As far as the experience, you know me, I'm the old head on the block. I had to show them little somethings. You know, they're younger. I wanted them to know. They know. I mean, I hid my roster for a point, right? Nobody don't need to know who I got. You'll see it, right? I'm not the one. I ain't got to get the likes. I get the views. That's more important to me. I get the views, not the likes. And once again, I'd rather be respected than liked. And I said going from 10th to 5th is being respected because they have no idea what was on my roster and getting some first place votes. So that just made me feel good as a second-year coach being respected from my peers in the league.
All right, quick follow-up to that, Coach, is looking at your roster. It's a very experienced roster, right? You have a couple of freshmen, but everybody pretty much, few juniors, a lot of seniors, several grad students. So what does that mean for this year's team? How does that translate on the court?
Well, what it translated on the court is that them 6 weeks that we spent together in the summer, we had, I made it mandatory that we live in the dorm on campus. So the chemistry, the jail, the sisterhood can be built. They were all in a 3-bedroom, 6-bed, 2-bath apartment. So they had to look at each other daily for 6 weeks and learn how to get along in a short period of time. So that taught them how to get along, but how to compete and don't take it personal. Because if you're here for the same reason to win a SWAC, there's going to be competition. And at the end of the day, when we get off the court from competing, we can go home. What type of movie we going to watch? Do we got date night where we going to the movies? We going bowling? Or we just chilling in the house doing homework? That's what it was about. So that was my point of making sure that they stay on campus and build some type of chemistry and what I call it my sisterhood for them to have. So that was very, 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 very important, especially with 8 new young ladies. 7 of them are scholarships. I have 1 newcomer that's a walk-on that had turned down some scholarships to come be a part of my team. So that speaks highly in itself. Everybody liked what I had going on here. And it's not just what I had going on. To me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, once again, we done moved up from being 91 to 81. And we 6 years strong. On the day, we celebrating, right? Today, 137 years of excellence, baby. 137 years of excellence. So when you come to campus, I got you. You didn't got struck 3 times. You get big. You turn me down once I get you on campus. That was the other conversation. Some of the SWAC coaches go, "Oh, I don't lose recruits to other coaches in the SWAC." First time for everything, baby.
Fire.
Boy, I love it.
Love it, Coach.
I think look, I'm gonna tell somebody at the SWAC, we need to have a weekly women's basketball coaches media, because there's some personalities. We got some personalities in the SWAC among the head coaches, and rightfully so.
Bryan,
a lot of good coaches.
BCSN needs to host it.
Y'all do need to host it, and that's the thing. We're not getting the credit for the type of play and players we're putting on the floor.
That's right.
And this is the year that we need to come together collectively as a group and show the other conferences what we are made of. And we get to display that playing on Thursdays by ourselves which a lot of people is for and against. Everything has its pros and cons. Women's basketball is on a platform. I mean, I'm watching the playoff last night, and I'm wishing
That's
that
right.
I was down at the Garden in the front row seat. You know, I'm watching exciting basketball. You seeing people seeing what women could do so long ago. We just getting the recognition. And that's what I teach my young ladies all the time. Ladies, I was one of them pioneers with my blood, sweat, and tears. You didn't chose to come here, you're going to respect the game, and you're going to know the game, and you're going to be taught the game at the highest level. So get ready for it.
All right.
Well said. Well said. Go ahead, Marcus.
Good evening, Coach. Thanks for coming on. You mentioned earlier that your first step in reflecting on last year is looking at your own coaching or some of the decisions that you made. What did that evaluation reveal to you in terms of your growth from going from year 1 to year 2?
The first was the growth of me to put in an offense that was conducive to everybody's skill set. And to also the same thing as on a defensive end, to make sure that my offense, just because it was mine, that I didn't recruit those players to come into my system that I would like, was the system that was best fit in order for us to be successful. And I can check that box because we went to the SWAC tournament for the first time in the school history. We made it the postseason, and you saw young ladies buy into that system, and you saw me produce a player of the year.
Yeah.
So that was one box check. You can also see that we was pound for pound, punch for punch with the best of the best in the conference. Georgia, right? Jackson State being that one. Grambling State, right? We lost to them 3 times, which still burned me. 66-60 is embedded in my head because Olivia goes down and we're still fighting. So that right there shows me a lot about, because sometimes I question myself because I'm tough. Oh, I know I'm tough. I'm tough. And when I say tough, that I mean because my passion and my energy, and I know what the game looks like, how it's supposed to be played, it might not resonate with a lot of the young ladies that was on the team because I didn't recruit them, and that's not their DNA. But going back to the question you was asking me, just assessing, timeouts, trying to save them to make sure you go on a run, giving a team a chance to show you that they can fight back based upon practice habits and everything. So I go back and I assess using timeouts, like I said, as a first-year coach, taking advice from my assistants. Did my assistants need to be more productive in helping me on the sideline? Did I give them the autonomy to come up and make changes if they needed it? Did I listen to them, or was it all about me? No, I'm a team player. That's all I know. That's all I was taught. That's how I won championships everywhere I've been, as being a team player. So when I look back and assess myself, I'm not going to never give myself an A, because as much as I achieved at Tennessee, Pat Summitt never gave me an A because she never wanted me to settle. So I'm not going to give myself an A, even though I think I did a great job. There's always room to improve. And I'm not the selling type of coach. So now I go back and I looked at that assessment. I go, okay, what was we missing that I want in order? Because it was important for us to get to the SWAC. That was what it was for me. When I got there to that first Final Four, oh, it burned me. I knew what it take, but I knew what it took to stay there, not just to get there and play, but to stay there and win. So it's so important for this core group to get there so they got that taste and that hunger to push them. Now they know what it takes to get there, but they know what it takes to stay and win there. So that was so important. And I had to go out and recruit the young ladies, which I did. If you bring my young ladies on, I set them down. I say, hey, look here. I'm going to bring you in some sisters. They're going to be ballers with brains and beauties. And they're going to be about the business. And when I tell you, ask my academic personnel, they're going to tell you, my ladies, they get in there and they get the job done. They get their study hours done. And then they always telling them, boy, they like to use me as an excuse, even when they hurt. Oh, coach, I got to get back on the court. Oh, coach ain't going to like that. Well, they don't want to disappoint me. My freshman came up to me like, Coach, am I doing everything that you want me to do? I don't want to disappoint you. I'm like, you're doing everything you're doing right. You're doing everything you're doing right for me. I just can't let you know that you are, because I don't want you to settle. There's so much more. I got to keep on reaching. And she gave me the biggest hug. She said, that's all I want to know, because I do not want to disappoint you. They don't want to disappoint me. And I love that. That's what being a mom is, right? It's tough sometimes. I come back home, like I come home now, I'm like, was I too tough on him? And I get a call, Coach, thank you for pushing me. I needed that today. And that just let me know that I'm doing the right thing. So when you look back what I did in my first year, I'm happy. But am I content? I got work to do. Pressure's on. Unfinished business. I'm ready to go. 33 days, November the 4th, Howard coming to town. I'm ready. Got to be ready.
Yeah.
They get my season. Where are my season ticket packages at? Let me call out AD Suggs right now. They got to get the season packages out and rolling. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
Good stuff.
Coach, let me ask you a
I'm sorry,
quick follow up. When you're recruiting, because I'm kind of like the follower of the group for recruiting stuff, in terms of selecting this team and actually your philosophy going forward, how do you balance, if at all, between players that will fit the system and players that will give you competitive advantage or a matchup with other teams within the conference?
Well, if we look at last year's team, my first thing is that I had to get big men, because I think if that was one facet phase of the game, it was our inside play. And see, I played that position, inside out, peanut butter and jelly. So they got to be tough, right? They got to be hard working. They got to have some ability, because, post players are the last one to develop. So they got to have some type of grit about them. And I wanted size. I wanted size that wanted to bang, not size that wanted to be finesse. I want power. So that was my first place. I had to go and replace that. And if you see, 3 of my post players are not here, and I got 3 more. And it's like night and day. I got post players that run the floor. Guards got to get the ball, got to get the head up. They can't be looking down. They got to get the ball up, because them posts running now and they sealing. So that was one of the things that I had to get to go up with the guards, because I like the inside out. Whether they can go score or not, the ball got to go inside. They got to touch it. They got to feel it, because they doing all other dirty work. They setting the screens. They knocking people down for you. You get beat back door. They rotating over to help. So you had to go get some big girls. And I had to get more than one. So I got 3. Undersized post player. I got one young lady. Her favorite player was Dennis Rodman. So you know what? She don't care about getting the ball. She just want to rebound, play, get the dirty work, and get the best the best offensive player on the opponent's side. So, just putting together all that. But at the beginning, got to be character, got to be that C. They got to have some character about them. I'm not just going to get anybody, because now the representation is the number 1 HBCU, public HBCU coach. I done worked hard for my reputation and my name. My daddy gave me that name. I just can't bring anybody in that's not going to fulfill that. It character, because I tell you, if you got a little bit of it, I pride on my ability to develop. Mm-hmm. I'm a developing coach. I put myself up against the best of the best that I can develop. And that's one thing. If I look back, I see all my players got better from last year for where they started. They've gotten better from what it was this summer to now. And that's the start of a good coach, right? So I look for that. They got to have some ability, the character, and to be able to be coachable. Because if you got some type of talent, coach going to bring it out of you. I can motivate the best of the best. And I told him today, coach don't mind keeping her foot on your neck to produce diamonds instead of busting pipes. I'm good for that. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hey, Coach, I got to admit, I was telling the guys this. I love the work that we see the young ladies putting in the weight room. I mean, the work. I love these photos, and I don't think this is just show. I really feel like, look, you see people working, and it just feels like we're going to be a bigger, tougher, stronger team this year. Take a minute and talk about this preseason or maybe even the off-season work that your ladies are doing in the weight room, in the conditioning, and some of the things you got them going through just to be able to handle the style of play that you want.
Well, first and foremost, the HBCU, we do a lot of stuff. I wear multi hats, and that's okay. I told them I'm a Jamaican. I'm a Yankee. My mother American. My father is a native Jamaican. So I can do 5 jobs at once. So I know what the conditioning piece look like, and I know where they're supposed to be at. Once again, I've been there, done that. So I told my young ladies, the focus was this summer was to get bigger, stronger, faster. I want gritty. I want gritty. I want dogs. DAWGS. I want dogs. I like alley cats. I don't like house cats. I want dogs. Who can I go to war with? Because it's a war out there. Right? It's a war. It's a daily war. So I got to get their mindset where it's about competing under any kind of condition. We was out there on the band practice field running with the geese. It didn't matter because it's a mindset. You got to have all this distraction around you, but you got to keep your eye on the prize, and that's the swike, right? That was the swike. And in a little story, as I go on, we got a gift from DRS down the school from FAMU High, DRS, Development Research School, where we had given them a long time ago some jerseys, and they happened to be the jerseys Miss Natalie White and them wore. They won the MEAC, and it has the NCAA stamp on it. So the first day of practice, I had a jersey that had 5 with the NCAA patch on, and I had the jersey with the SWAC championship that had a 1 with the NCAA patch on them. And I took them on a little journey. See, with this generation, you got to motivate. You got to know what you're doing. You got to pull a little bit from here and pull a little bit from there because they only got 6 seconds to keep their minds right because they lose it. They only a 6-second generation, and you got to capture them in 6 seconds. So in 6 seconds, I just took them down that lane and told them, they know I'm a firm believer. My faith is so strong. My faith is strong. And I know that we didn't get them jerseys by mistakes. By mistake, I should say. But if you're going back to look at it, you just put them up against stuff. We on the football practice field, 6 o'clock in the morning. We running. I remember that's how Pat trained me. We running for 10 minutes. Every time you hear the whistle, you sprint. 2 whistle, you jog. 1 whistle, you sprint. 2 whistle, you jog. We doing it for 10 minutes. Wet grass, dry grass, hot sun. What I'm telling them about, I'd rather for you to cry and hate me now and get in the game and be prepared for anything. I told them, you're going to look at them. Coach, that's all you got? You're going to look at the players and go, that was a net. Get off of me. That wasn't nothing. That's an and one. I'm in the basket. That's the mindset. Because that was my mindset. I need y'all to have my DNA. If you down on the floor, I'm going to look at you. Right? You can't be too tough like I can, but I'm going to look at you. I ain't helping you up when you're the opponent. I'm just going to look at you and say, you better get in the weight room because I've been in the weight room. So when you see those pictures, they not posing for the picture. I ain't about that. I don't need no likes. We're doing it because I know they like it, but I also want to let my fans, our support, our FAMU alumni, as they say, and our community see we are working. And they putting in work. And Cole, he get them to work. He compliment them. He go, this is the first team that about the business. And they not just want a FAMU women's basketball shirt on. They want to compete. They want to win. They desire. He even came and watched us practice yesterday. He said, Coach, you get on them. They don't make no excuses. They just get out there and they come back. I said, Cole, it took some time because week 1, that wasn't the case because I told him, Coach don't make excuses. Coach don't want to hear his excuses. When you come to me, Coach got a solution for everything. Well, Coach, they cut me out. Well, keep your dribble line. Coach, I had that go off of 2 feet. The defense don't know where you at. You know what you want to do. They don't know. You keep them guessing. So it's like they learning. Wherever they come, I got a solution for them because I didn't play it at every level. I'm like Kobe and Michael. If there's a way, there's a will. The defense can only contain you. They can't stop you.
Woo! Boy, that's a bar.
It is. I'm about to roll that back. Woo!
Yeah, that's a bar.
Yeah, Coach. We love it. We love it. Yeah. So let's get into while we got a little bit of time here, Coach. I want to make sure we talk about the non-conference schedule a little bit. And we last time we had you on the show, and I think I heard you in some other places. You love this non-conference, and I tell you, Rattler Nation, this is a great opportunity to support this team, starting right off the rip, right off the bat. I mean, within the state of Florida, within South Georgia. Talk a little bit about all that, went into putting this schedule. This is a great schedule, Coach. The fact that we get Howard to start.
Schedule. Best schedule. Hey, let me just say the best schedule I think I've ever seen at
Yes,
FAMU.
I agree.
Period.
I agree. Home games. I mean, we're in the state against Florida State. We're down in Gainesville. We're in Jacksonville. We're in Orlando. We're in South Georgia. We're in Atlanta. There is no excuse for the Rattler Nation. Notice I said the nation, the Rattler Nation, to be at every one of these non-conference games because they all within, I don't know what, 5-6 hours in Tallahassee. So
Yep.
you know we cover a lot of ground within 5 to 6 hours. Go ahead, Coach. I'm going to get out the way and let you talk about this non-conference schedule.
Well, first of all, I told people, don't look at my record, because what I have to do is bring money in, revenue in for my athletic department. So a lot of these games, these Power 5 teams you're seeing me play, Coach ain't going to back down for competition, but I'm also bringing in revenue into our athletic department in order for us to stay afloat. So you got the guaranteed games from the University of Florida, from Florida State, from Central Florida, from Georgia Tech. Those are called money games that I need in order to bring in to keep the athletic department at FAMU afloat and keep us at a D1 level and not fall below that D1 level and fall down to a D2 or NAIA. We got to stay afloat. So you look at it, everybody kept talking about, I listen to everybody. I listen. I do a lot of listen. I don't claim to know it all. I'm a great listener. That's why you learn. And I listen to the alumni say, hey, let's go back and play some of those MEAC schools from the old days. So Coach Ty Grace and myself were really good friends. So we talked about starting a home and home series. That's why we got them first. And just a coincidence, we're not talking about who we voting for, who we're not. The next day is election day and Kamala Harris's alumni Howard. I just can't make this up, guys, right? Just can't make some of this stuff up. You talk about after that, we go right down the street, 2.5 hours to Gainesville. And then on Veteran Day, we play Florida State. I just tried to do, to me, what was going to make money. We making money. They tell you got to spend money to make money. Coach very frugal with money. So why not travel 2.5 hours and they paying us a great amount? I need a lot of that amount still to stay with me. I ain't trying to spend it all because they giving it to me. The same thing you're doing with UCF, right? What a better time than to also teach, because I'm giving my young ladies life skill. They need to know what that rival about. See, ain't nothing. I don't like nothing about Cookman. Even though I grew up about 17 miles out from the land, I don't like them Wildcats. And so they need to understand what the rival is all about. So I'm getting them into that atmosphere by playing Central Florida on that Sunday. Now, down the road, I would love to play them on Friday, but we coming down on Friday, take a little bit, enjoy somebody, go rush, go rush somebody, tailgate party, get some free food on the road, understand, get a little bit of the environment, because on Saturday, it's about the business. I already told Cozy, we're going to be cheering them on at the hotel, down on the floor, camping out, looking at the game from on a big screen TV. Then you talk about Georgia Tech, one of our best alumni, the biggest alumni base is in Atlanta. So why not go to Atlanta, get a little taste and say, hey, same group that's showing up at Georgia Tech, you need to show out. That was my idea, just putting together a little mix. And then you throw in JU, you throw in Sanford, like you said, all within that 6-mile radius where you still making money. You traveling, you're getting great experience. You're getting SWIPE, a non-conference battle tested for the SWIPE. And I'm not gonna shy away from competition, because you got to play the best in order to be the best. So my non-conference record is not gonna be like everybody else. But don't judge me. Judge me from the SWIPE. Because of what I'm up to. Other schools in the SWIPE, they're not in the same position I am. They don't have to play guaranteed games to bring money in, revenue in to the athletic department. Unfortunately, myself and Pat and Cozy, we have to do that for the university, and we fine with it, right? Coach don't make no excuses. We gonna play. They put on their uniforms the same way we do. They go in to play. They 94 feet the same way we do. So I'm about the business. My players, we have accepted the role what we're gonna have to face and be one of the revenue sports at this time to bring in our part. So we're gonna do our part. We're a family, FAMUWBB. We're gonna do our part to keep FAMU athletic department where it needs to be. So we're doing our part by playing that strong non-conference schedule.
I had a question in the chat come up, Coach. Great question here. First off, I love the fact that we're playing Florida State. I mean, it makes more sense that being here in the Tallahassee area, that more of our programs. I mean, we have a few programs who play Florida State, but I feel like every program should. Any plans to flip that when any chance that we'll get maybe Florida State to come over to Lawson? In maybe next year or the year after. I don't know if you can give away any hints, Coach, but I mean, go ahead. Feel free to break some news if you can.
We're talking about it. Brooke and I have a special relationship, and y'all know for the rural, it's October, right? It's breast cancer month, right? And for the rural, but we don't celebrate breast cancer until March because we're in our season. We're not in season now. So I wear my pink bracelet. I lost one of my best friends to breast cancer from the University of Tennessee. And, Brooke is recovering from that. But her husband, Coach Esmo, is my volunteer coach. So we have a relationship, and we wanted to start this series. And there may be hope because Brooke also understands that a win on an opponent court gives them more, I guess, in the APR rating when you win on somebody else's court. So that is something that we're talking hopefully in the making. We're talking about that in the making. But that's one of the reasons that we want to play. She understands where I'm at, where we at, and we have a great relationship. I know her whole staff, we have a great rapport. We actually, when Hurricane Helena came in and missed us, myself and Pat, with Coach Ham, the Godfather, they allow us to use their practice gym. So we practice in their gym on Saturday and Sunday last week. So
nice. All right. That's the kind of relationships that I think we have, and it kind of ties in, I think, with the theme that we're hearing from out the athletic department, and that we have to connect with everybody in the 850, and nothing says a bigger connection than a FAMU Florida State women's basketball, whether it be 1 year at the Civic Center and then another year at the Lawson. And if it's every other year like that, then hey, that's great for the community, and I think it'd be great for our Lawson Center, definitely. So congrats on that, guys. Any other questions you want to get in for Coach? I'm gonna look. I got a couple other questions here from the chat, but I'm gonna give you guys, if you got a last question or two here with Coach.
Coach, are we working on any kind of preseason event to get people all hyped up and to introduce the team prior to the first game?
Yes, I know Coach Pat tomorrow is hosting an open practice and a Q&A. Myself, unfortunately, because of Hurricane Helena, we was planning on having an open practice. It was scheduled, so everybody was going to the football game could come in and have their sneak peek. We was going to shower, get our flyers, which was going to be our non-conference schedule. We had its own personal flyer because we're pushing out. I want to sell out the arena for Howard, guys. I really do. I mean, it's nothing more than to sell that out the day before election night, and we're playing Howard. I want to sell the arena out November the 4th, 6:30. But anyway, so that game we were planning on practicing, showering, and then going out and hanging out and passing out flyers on Perry Street, and then going to the football game. So now that did not happen, and we won't have another football game until Southern, we're going to do the same thing. But we plan on being out at Set Friday, on Friday, passing out flyers. It's going to be Greek night. We're inviting the Greeks to come on, play their song, get their stroll on. I didn't challenge the professors to give extra credit to the students that take a picture every quarter. So to make sure that they're their students. That's right. I ain't letting you just get one. I want 4 pictures. Make sure you're at the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. I'm talking to Doc, the beard. Like, come on, Doc, help me out. Go to the professors. Let them know. Give our student athletes extra credit from going to the game. I'm talking to the colleges. Come on out. The best college to show up, we got prizes, dope prizes. We give Free food. I'm talking to everybody. Talking to Mets on campus, giving out coupons, giving out free food. If you make it to the game, get your game ticket and come get a free ice cream, a free something. So coach is trying to use her brains to get everybody out. I promise you, the product that we putting out this year is even bigger and better than what we did last year. We played hard and we competed last year. We're going to play hard. We're going to compete, and we got some skill set to go along with that. So I just want everybody to come out. But I do plan on hosting an open practice where everybody can come out, meet the young ladies. You're going to love them. Their personality, oh, my God. You just love them. I love all my daughters. They are confident and unique in their own way. I tell you, it's 16 of them, and my, oh, my. You talking about dancing, they love to dance. You're going to see them little personality, and they cute, but they compete, they work hard, and they so deserving because that's what y'all ask for. Y'all say, hey, coach, you hadn't did this in a long time. Well, in a short period of time, coaches went out there and did what everybody's asked. And I'm not the coach that have sat behind my desk. Every opportunity that I get, the campus will tell you, I'm talking about my young ladies. I'm putting the word out there. All year long, I've been advocating for my young ladies. And you know what I told them? Y'all better not disappoint, coach, because they're coming. Oh, yeah, they're going to be there on November the 4th. Boy, I tell you what, don't y'all be shaking when you see this Al Lawson Center full, because coach then went out there cultivating new experiences, new relationships with everybody to get that arena filled. I wash their clothes. I do whatever it takes for my young ladies to be successful in that classroom and on the court. But November the 4th is so important because if you come out, you coming back. Now, we won't play home again to the 26th, but it's important for you to come out on that 4th and watch these young ladies. Because I tell you what.
I'm taking off. I've already put while you're talking, coach, I've already put in my request off. I'm taking off that Monday. I'm coming to Tallahassee. I'm going to be there, and I might just hang over because Tuesday's the election day. I know how we're going to get down on that day and party on the election day. So, Kelvin, I'm just letting you know. Find me a good hotel room, Kelvin. But anyway, I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there. And hey, anybody from the athletic department that's listening, we need to get some flyers. I can make some flyers up myself. We got to promote this game November 4th now. Let's not wait until a week or 2 weeks. No, we need to get some flyers up now so we can spend a month long promoting the season opener, November 4th, 6:30 p.m. Coach just told us it's running on the ticker there. Howard, FAMU, old school MEAC battle, right in the Lawson Center to open up the 24-25 season. Can't get any bigger than this. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wow. Marcus, did you have any final words for Coach here before we end our time with her tonight?
No. I think I've got all my questions answered.
All right. I know there were people who asked some questions. I know someone asked about the roster size. Coach just told us you got 16 young ladies this year. She did mention about some of the walk-ons. I know Jimmy Mack had asked about walk-ons. She got some walk-ons. She got returners, got grad students, got a few. It's a nice mix of we're going to have to do a little a breakdown. We're going to put an article together here, Kelvin, so we can put an article together on this amazing roster that Coach has. So yeah, and I know Coach will be Kelvin or myself. We'll be hitting you up to kind of get some info so we can put a nice preseason article together before that November 4th date. Coach, I want to give you the last word. Anything that you maybe haven't said that you want to say, because I know you said a lot, but man, I mean, the folks who are listening are excited, and I know the people who maybe if they're not catching it live, when they watch the replay, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I need to get down now." I mean, just go ahead, Coach. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough that November the 4th, just to get out and support the ladies because they've been working hard. Like I said, they've been here since June the 26th in summer school, went home for 3 weeks, and they back. Brains, ballers, intelligence, they have it all. And more importantly, I've already got 2 commitments from high school seniors talking about year 3, 2025. I really wanted to get me some like 4 incoming freshmen to really build that culture because I'm gonna lose a lot of those grads. But I figure like bring in some freshmen with this junior class that I got now that will be seniors and mix in some of our experience to teach them freshmen the rope. And now that the freshmen will get the rope from the seniors, we're gonna be ready to roll. So coach ain't going nowhere. I'm here. And I'm here. And when I tell you I'm excited, we off tomorrow, but I'm so excited. Just excited. I can't talk about it enough. And if y'all can't feel the excitement, we battle. And as soon as the whistle over and we have the huddle and go sisterhood, them sisters are talking about, let's go here, get in the car together. There's no fighting. I tell you, it's no fighting, but you and him out on the court, they going at each other and one. Oh, you just made a bucket. You ain't getting no another one. And when I say I'm so happy to see that they can compete and get on the floor. But as soon as it's over, ain't nobody talking who she thinks she is. I just got a bucket. I got an and one. So we coming back. Oh, you ain't getting no another one. So coach happy right now. And I'm just praying. Prayers up. You know, we got more storms coming. You can't hide. I'm a Floridian. I told them, I know when the big one coming. I know what Irma and Ian and Katrina and Andrew and Matthew had looked like. So all you can do is pray and stay covered up because Mother Nature going to do what Mother Nature want to do.
That's right.
There's nothing you're doing. I told them, if you're going to pray about it, don't worry about it. If you're going to worry about it, don't pray about it. So as you said, I'm a woman of faith and I'm praying. And I just want everybody out there, just keep us covered because remember, Delancey went down with a concussion and that stopped us from advancing. So really the only thing that's going to stop us is that injuries can stop us. So we're knocking on wood. We're going to pray. And I ask everybody also to keep us covered. But you need to check out that roster and don't meet me there. Beat me there.
That's right.
Well said. Well said.
Now, like always, I thank y'all for having me. I love coming.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you for supporting not just women's basketball, but women's sports in general. And y'all do a great job. And I guess what, guys? I can see the sky's the limit for y'all. I need y'all on the sideline. You know how they do the in-game live reports? For the W, I see that in the future. Sideline, live reports.
Oh, boy.
There it is, Coach. There it is. There it is.
She ain't kidding about she put the pressure on, don't she?
Yeah, I love it. That's all right. Let's go. Bring it. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
I love it. Yeah.
Man, Coach Bridgette Gordon, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be pumping up this game. As my guy Mike Reed said, the inaugural MEAC SWAC Basketball Challenge begins November 4th, right in the Lawson Center. That's right. Appreciate Mike Road Dog Reed for dropping that on us. And that's how it's going to start. We're going to start it, us versus Howard, right in the Lawson Center to open up the 24-25 season. Coach, be well. Stay healthy to you and the ladies, the coaches. And we'll talk soon. Definitely down the road as we get closer to tip-off.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a blessed one.
All right, Coach. Take care. All right.